So I am pleased to welcome the members of the class of 2020 and some few others who may also be on this call to this senior celebration. You will note I'm being careful not to refer to this as a graduation or commencement exercise. Why is that? Because simply put, it is our absolute plan to reserve those labels for the on-campus, in-person event to be held at a later time, date to be decided, where all of you will be invited back to campus for the purpose of having graduation and commencement events befitting the class of 2020. Susie and I and a great many others here on campus, faculty and staff alike, are determined to provide you graduating seniors with that experience. You count on it. But on this day, we have gathered you seniors together because May 24th, as will be noted on your diploma, is the recorded day of your graduation from Center College. So it is a good and right thing for you seniors, all who are able, to come together and celebrate this day. You may be sure that Susie and I count it an honor to be with you, reminding you that the class of 2020 is sort of our class too, and that makes us very proud and humble all at once. In celebrating the class of 2020, I would call off that from this college have come regional and national leaders in all manner of work and service. And while Center has grown far beyond the fragile institution founded on the Kentucky frontier in the early 1800s, we have never lost touch of being an intensely personal place that prepares and inspires its students to lead extraordinary lives. In every way we can measure, Center continues to excel, remaining a place of high achievement and high opportunity, continuing to set the standard for producing citizen leaders for Kentucky, for this nation, and increasingly for our world. The college's accomplishments are too numerous to share this afternoon, but it is very clear people from around the globe have come to expect the extraordinary from Center and its people. Susie's and my experience in being part of this community and having the joy of observing such high achievement over these past 20 years has been a privilege, an honor, to be sure. I would be remiss, though I will be quick about it, if I did not say something about the circumstances that have brought us together in this format on this day. The current pandemic has given rise to challenges of the first order, and I want to say publicly how proud I am of the way in which you students, you seniors in particular, and your families, and the college's trustees, faculty, and staff have responded to the current health crisis. This college and its people have stood together and stood tall rather than to cower in fear, have displayed creativity and ingenuity rather than confusion, have approached COVID-19 by being smart and displaying courage rather than despair. Both Susie and I are so very proud of Center's record during these past 10 weeks. Perfect? No. Strong and creative and determined and inspiring? Yes, absolutely so. Hard as it may be to imagine, there will be positives related to the crisis posed by the coronavirus. You seniors need to understand that the challenges and disappointments of this pandemic will in time serve to strengthen you, build stronger bonds between you and your classmates, inspire you to do more and give more as you become citizen leaders around the globe. Of this, I am sure. And you may be certain that these outcomes will make Susie and me and all those associated with Center College ever more proud of the class of 2020. So moving forward, I want to thank the staffs of the Alumni Engagement Office, the Communications Office, the Center for Teaching and Learning, ITS, and the Norton Center for their excellent work in preparing today's celebration. With that, I turn your attention to a special 6-minute video presentation prepared for the class of 2020. Following the video, we will reconvene to continue this senior celebration. Enjoy.
Hello again, class of 2020. It's now our responsibility to introduce to you your senior celebration video.
And you'll be hearing from Henry Snyder, one of your own, from Hank Alford, the president of our Alumni Association, and of course from Dean Goldie, our chief academic officer. Then coming back to Susie and to me. Welcome.
Enjoy.
Center College Class of 2020, you did it. Congratulations, we are so proud of you, and we're here today to celebrate your graduation. But we're looking forward to you coming back to celebrate your commencement sometime in the future, where you can get those Susie hugs and shake John Roush's hand and celebrate with your peers and your faculty and the staff members that love you so much. Until then, congratulations. We'll look forward to seeing you when you come back, and you are so ready for what life brings you next. Again, congratulations.
To my fellow members of the class of 2020, congratulations. Our final semester at Center was anything but traditional, but there is still so much to celebrate. I share in your disappointment and heartbreak that many of the celebrations and time together we came to expect won't get to go on as originally planned. Regardless, I am confident, as you should be too, that the faculty and staff at Center are proud of our accomplishments and remain committed to celebrating the class of 2020. Think back to your orientation. I think it is safe to say we all felt nervous at some point, uncertain about how our time at Center would play out. From making new discoveries and research to setting athletic records, I believe the class of 2020 will be remembered for our drive to achieve regardless of the circumstances. While our accomplishments are worthy of celebration, what I hope we will celebrate most are the relationships we formed. Those who supported you, challenged you, and loved you form your greatest support network. Lean on them in the good and hard times that are ahead. Our world needs change. We are a generation driven by change. The good news is we received an education at Center grounded in the liberal arts, an education that prepared us to lead lives of learning, leadership, and service. Looking ahead at the challenges we face in the environment, education, healthcare, economic opportunity, and so many other areas of our lives, I have tremendous senses of hope and optimism for what we can accomplish. Who is to say the next world leaders are not in this Center class? If anyone says so, don't believe them. So go into this world, our world, and lead bold, courageous change for the common good. And for the rest of your lives, remember our Center home.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hank Alford, and I'm the current president of the Center College Alumni Association. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you on graduating from one of the greatest small colleges in America and to welcome you to the Alumni Association. I promise, given what this class has been through in the last couple months, the Alumni Association is going to do all within our power to help you out. Stay connected to the college, stay connected to local alumni, and I promise you we will do what we can do to help. I raise a glass to the class of 2020, and I leave you with this last thought. The Center Mafia is real.
Susie and I are standing tonight in front of Old Center and the Seal to remind you of Honor Walk. And while we're not having that event in this particular evening, it is one of the very special things that we do each year during Commencement Week, where you have the opportunity to honor that person who has made a difference for good in your life here at Center.
If you'll remember, back in September, we all met back behind Old Center by the fountain, and P. Roush and I handed each of you a talent. Your charge was to think throughout the year who it has been that has helped you most in your journey through Center College.
Because we could not gather together tonight, though we will be doing that at a later time, Susie and I wanted to express to you our thanks for being with us and helping support us through these many years. We are the senior-most members of the class of 2020 and proud to be so. So on this night, we want to share with you our talent of thanks and of gratitude and of appreciation for what you have done to help us through the joy and some of the disappointment of what it is to be here at Center College. We are in your debt, and thank you.
Thank you.
It is now my honor to share with you, no surprise, 3 things to take home. 1, this is a day to celebrate. While acknowledging there is more to come at a later date, I've always liked the word celebrate in that it suggests the coming together of people to honor others, to sing their praise, and present the occasion to remember the many good times and perhaps some that were not so good. So today, we celebrate. 2, this is a day to be grateful, to be thankful. I mention these words often, or so it may seem to you students. That said, you students need to be sure that you miss no opportunity on this day to thank the folks who made your center education possible. Some of them may be standing alongside you. If you have not done so yet, be sure you slow down, take the person's hand into your own, and express to him or her your gratefulness, your thankfulness. Some of these people may not be standing near or in your home on this day, and I want to be sure you find an occasion before the day is done to reach out to them in person or by phone or by message to express your gratefulness, your thankfulness. Do not miss this opportunity. 3, it falls to Susie and me to offer up some reflections and feelings. I'll get us started. So on this day of senior celebration, I state the obvious. This day is a very special moment in your life. This is a moment to be shared with others as we do today and will do again in the future. Center's greatest strength, as I have said repeatedly, is the quality of its people, its trustees, its alumni and friends, its faculty, its staff, and on this day, with special emphasis, its students. Even as we work to be smart and be safe and stay well, I believe we must find ways to live courageous lives. There are some words of immense power that exist in language. Words like hope, faith, family, trust, honesty, perseverance, sacrifice, friendship, love. But the word that captures me most on this day is courage. General George Patton suggested that, quote, courage is fear holding on a minute longer. Along the same line, writer-poet Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, quote, a hero is no braver than an ordinary person, but is braver 5 minutes longer. From Maya Angelou, quote, courage is the most important of all virtues because without it, we can't practice any other virtue with consistency. Evangelist Billy Graham wrote, quote, courage is contagious. When brave people take a stand, the spines of others are stiffened. From Eleanor Roosevelt, quote, the purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience. Nelson Mandela observed, quote, that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave person is not the one who does not feel afraid, but the one who conquers that fear. And this from me, no less. And I quote, success is not assured, and defeat is not fatal. What matters most is one's ability to summon up the courage to persist, to stay at it. That's what matters most. People of courage stand prepared to do right, to stand tall, to be courageous even when the cost of doing so may be great. They live with courage in the absolute darkness of night, if you will, knowing that no one may notice or offer applause. They choose truth as best they know it. They choose courage. There's no personal quality I find more compelling than courage. And to be clear, living courageously is not about being loud or abrupt or discourteous or mean-spirited or stupid. People of courage live lives with a sense of freedom in spite of their circumstance because they are determined to do the right thing no matter the cost, conducting themselves with an everyday, it's a part of my life courage that manifests itself in the way they treat other people, the choices they make, the promises they keep, the love they share. Always it is about the common good. I should tell you that this kind of everyday bravery may not make you feel heroic, and it may not make you rich or famous either. But living courageously is a better choice, period. Living courageously. You seniors have been prepared to do this even during this final term of your senior year. Now it falls to you to go be people of courage. Live safe, live smart, live with courage just as you have these past weeks, as together, you seniors elected to stare down COVID-19 and finish your work, to point toward a better time when we will be together and speak of these times with some regret. But we will finish each conversation by calling out how you, the class of 2020, responded to this challenge with determination, with love, and with courage. Susie and I have been witness to your choice to be courageous in this spring of 20, and we are certain that there will be many more stories from the class of 2020, stories of accomplishment, stories of kindness, stories of leadership, stories of love, stories of courage. For us, Susie and me, there is no greater gift than to hear of such stories, your stories, again and again and again. So celebrate, class of 2020. You have been prepared for a new adventure. Go get them. And now, to you, Susie.
So, seniors, you were each asked to share 3 words that best describe your center experience over the last 4 years. 3 words that best describe your center experience over the last 4 years. You should see a word cloud on your monitor, and the size of the words reflect the frequency with which they were shared by you and your classmates. So, the words that stand out to me, without my glasses, are challenge, family, community, growth, life, fun, rewarding, love, change, home, Cowan, blessed, adventure, friendship, unforgettable, hard, work, fast, busy, memorable, exciting, opportunity, emerging, and beer. So, I would encourage you to print out your word cloud and put it somewhere, maybe in a scrapbook. I'm not sure you do scrapbooks anymore, but maybe in a scrapbook or a notebook or a Bible, somewhere. And occasionally just pull it out and take a look at it and see how you feel about your words, and if you still feel the same way or stronger about the words that you shared. So, here we are. 352 seniors by my count, and 2 seniors. It's us. All year, John and I have been so proud to be honorary members of your class, the class of 2020. Now, it only took us 5.5 times as long to get through, but we persevered and we made it. John and I think that perhaps you were all born on the year that we matriculated to Center College. I want you to know, just between us, I want you to know that we have been instructed to look at that camera lens through this whole filming. Now, if you've seen our eyes wandering, it's not because there's something flying around the Norton Center. It is because all of you are right there. You're right there on this big, huge monitor. Right there. I told John that this is really cruel and unusual punishment. To have us have to look at a lens and have all of you right there. We can see you all. They keep flipping the pages. We want to look at your faces. We want to put our arms around you. We want to ask you how you are doing and how your families are doing. We want to hear about your job searches. We want to tell you how much we have missed you, and that we do know how disappointed you are to not be standing here on this stage with P. Roush. We know your level of disappointment because we are disappointed too. I mean, really. We are here on this stage of Newlin Hall, all by ourselves, without you, without your families, and it freaking sucks. I'm supposed to be in the balcony, row A, seat 20, cheering you on. Whew. I've had that feeling bottled up inside of me for 10 weeks, and now it feels so good to let it out. All that said, when I calm down and take a look around, there is so much for which we have to be thankful. We're thankful that our families are healthy. We're grateful for the health of our center campus community, and grateful that each of you has survived and come through on the other side of Distance Learning 101. And you are getting a Center College degree dated today, May 24th. Do you know how blessed you are? How blessed you have been and how blessed you will be because of the time you spent on this campus. And how blessed we are because we were exposed to you. Our parents, survivors of the Spanish flu, the Great Depression, World War II, used to say of tough times, and this too will pass. Joy will come in the morning. And what a momentous joy it's going to be when all of you, right there on the monitor, when all of you come back to Center College and we convene for the 2020 commencement. P. Roush and I cannot wait to see you. And I am counting on COVID-19 being long gone, because there is not any way that I am going to be able to keep my hands off of you. There's no way. 352 hugs. It might be my demise, but what a way to go.
Thank you, Susie. I do want you seniors to know that there is more. After we finish, you will see directions on your screen to the Senior Celebration webpage. There are a great many others on this campus who want to share with you their best wishes, send you a message, wish you well. So be sure to connect into this webpage when we sign off. in just a few minutes.
No. I've got an announcement. I'm sorry to interrupt. John was a little bit embarrassed to make this announcement, so I said, well, I would do it. And he was just a little embarrassed, but I want you to know that way back in January, the Board of Trustees honored John by inviting him to be the Class of 2020's commencement speaker. We wanted you to be the first to know. John is excited, I'm excited, and I hope you're happy too.
Thank you, Susie. I do look forward to that day more than you can possibly know. Your earlier comments, Suze, reminded me of what we have lost this spring, and while it is my nature, as you all know, to focus on the good, I want you seniors to know that not having you with us this spring was hard, was disappointing, was truly painful at times for Susie and for me. More often than you can imagine, we walked about campus somehow expecting, hoping to discover that all of you had returned, that we would pick up right where we left off. But alas, there would be no such discovery, and sometimes the tears would flow. At day's end, you students are our raison d'etre, our reason to be. So thank you for being with us and among us these past 4 years. We have been made better because you came this way and you made this choice. Susie and I would want to share with you a blessing that's popular, an Irish blessing, and I quote, "May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand." So until we are gathered again, together and in person, for the purpose of celebrating your commencement, we choose not to bid you goodbye or farewell or adieu, but rather we bid you good day. We say we will see you soon, and we remind you to take care. Congratulations, class of 2020.
We
send you our best
and
our love, and we will see you later.